Hi YouTubers around our crossing, and today we're going to be looking at some video suggestions for Fairycore. Well, I was thinking about maybe doing a Fairycore one for this time, because when I looked at my community post it had 44% on it, so it's definitely a win. So that means I'll be focusing only on Fairycore videos in particular in this video, so let's get into it, shall we? So first of all, we have Judy. Well, Judy is a, kind of like a snooty cub villager that was first introduced in the Horizons only back in March 2020. Well, she has been a very popular villager lately, hasn't she? She's been like in probably the top 10 all the time when it comes to watching like videos on which villager is more popular when it comes to AnimalCrossingPortal.com, etc. And plus, I have noticed that sometimes Judy would probably be the best kind of like Fairycore or Kidcore villager out there for you, so I recommend her for that sort of thing. And plus, she's very different from all the other cubs as well, so she has got a lot of uniqueness to her a little bit. So that's why I thought maybe Judy would be the best villager suggestion for Fairycore. So let's get to the next one, shall we? So for our next video suggestion, we have Orang. Well, Orang has been probably the best Fairycore villager there was back in probably 2020 when Fairy Crossing started Pelican Bay, because she was the only Fairycore villager there was at the time, and I was thinking, well, she could be in other different cores as well, like probably Chalkcore, for example. But I was thinking to myself, well, I have definitely visited Pelican Bay, and I know for sure that it also included Barang, which was also a Fairycore villager as well. So there's a few other ones you can probably go with. When it comes to Fairycore in particular, you've got to look at the pastel colours. So for example, you could go for pink or blue. So they're the kind of two colours you can go with. So that's why I've kind of selected these villagers due to their colour schemes, etc. So let's get to the next one, shall we? So for our third video suggestion, we have Sherb. Well, Sherb has definitely been one of the most popular goats in Animal Crossing history, because half the time I always see him on every single video with everyone's thumbnail sometimes. Even Coffee Girl has him on Land Lily because he's one of her favourite villagers. Well, Sherb is indeed kind of a Fairycore villager in my kind of opinion, only because he's very pastel. And plus he is kind of wintry as well, so you're thinking about doing a wintry island. I think Sherb would also fit that kind of theme as well. So there's a lot of things you can say about Sherb, but either way he does fit the Fairycore theme pretty well, because inside his house he's got a little bed, and plus I think he's got this a little, I don't know, is it like a moon kind of stand or like a moon seat or something? Well, that's what he's got inside his house, so it all gives me Fairycore vibes in particular, so I recommend going for Sherb if you're doing Fairycore for sure. For our fourth video suggestion, we have Julian. So Julian is a smug horse villager who looks like a unicorn. In other words, I've already seen him on two islands, which was Pelican Bay and Dreamie, only because those two islands I've actually kind of toured probably a few months apart. So when it came to doing Pelican Bay, it was around February-ish. When it came to Dreamie, I think it was around June or July or something like that. I think it was June in particular. And at the same time, the only common villager I saw for Fairycore was definitely Julian. So Julian is definitely a very good choice if you're looking for a Fairycore villager that might be a smug villager. So for example, if you're going to restart your island, there are high chances if you get a campsite villager, it'll possibly be a smug villager. So if June's one of them, you might be lucky. So fingers crossed you do well getting him when it comes to hard mode or something like that. So for our fifth villager suggestion, we have Ione. Well, Ione was newly introduced in a 2.0 update, which means that she kind of fits in with the Fairycore theme as well, only because she's the only squirrel that lights up in the dark, so it makes her kind of more different than some of the squirrels, and plus she kind of fits in with the moonlight vibe at night. So if she glows in the dark, then it means a lot of things, and you could possibly have her on your Fairycore island, but obviously she wasn't introduced back in 2020, so it does make a quite difference. So there'll probably be more Fairycore islands with her in it, because she's more like, she is pastel-y, and plus she does glow in the dark as well, so it gives you off mystical vibes, so it kind of fits the Fairycore theme. And she could probably fit Kidcore in particular, but I'm kind of suggesting Fairycore for now, because that's what we're mainly focusing on today, is only Fairycore in general. So that's why I've decided to go with Iron on that one. So let's get to the next one, shall we? So for our last video suggestion of the day, we have Marina. Well, Marina is an octopus, but she's kind of gives me that pastel pink colours for Fairycore, but I've not seen her much on Fairycore Islands, but I was thinking she could be a good inspiration, because inside the house it's all pinky. It's not like it's like a summery tropical vibe. It kind of gives me more like Fairycore vibes, so I was thinking to myself, she probably fits that theme in particular, and she would be a good video suggestion for me to kind of offer for you today. So there'll probably be a few other videos that I might not have mentioned, like for example Chrissy and Francine, because they're both twin sisters. Well, kind of, but I'm saying is they would have fit the actual vibe, but I thought if I stick to the most kind of ones that I might have seen on previous Fairycore Islands, then I might be able to, have them in this video suggestion video today, you know what I mean? Let's get to the next part, shall we? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I was thinking about what kind of Fairycore videos I could probably possibly showcase today. So I've only gone for the most kind of recent videos and some of the new videos. For example, Iron was one that I actually went for, because the only reason why I went with Iron is because she kind of glows in the dark, gives me like mystical vibes, which gives me to like leads me to Fairycore in a way, and plus she would probably fit the vibe of like looking at Fairycore, maybe a few other Iron cores that I might have not mentioned yet. And the only ones that didn't get mentioned in my video suggestion video was Chrissy and Francine. But those two tend to be the best Fairycore like rabbits there are, but I think they would probably possibly fit the vibe as well. If I didn't mention them, I might mention it in another video at some point, so that you know in advance. Make sure to leave a like on this video. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my content, please subscribe to the variety of content you might enjoy. Might involve Animal Crossing content and Miitopia content. So what I'm going to probably do for next week, I'm probably going to continue my 3-day schedule, but when it comes to that, I'll probably be doing like a lot of other stuff, so I'm probably going to keep it balanced. So on my other channel I'm going to stick with a 3-day schedule, but for this channel also a 3-day schedule, but it means it's going to be like, few videos that might be slightly balanced out for the time being, but I will probably assume it when it comes to March the 3rd, so stay tuned for that. And also turn notifications for further Animal Crossing and Miitopia content for me. So bye for Animal Crossing, I'll see you in the next one, so bye.